Hey, how y'all doing today, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Robert Q's Hunger Spot, where you can like, comment, and subscribe. Yes, today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing hot wings. Oh, yeah. Okay, today I'm doing barbecue and lemon pepper hot wings. I'm making my sauce homemade, both of them. Yes, today we're going to have hot wings, nice and crispy, and yes, so delicious. So, get ready to rock and roll with Robert Q's, and I'll see you in just a second. Okay, today, ladies and gentlemen, I have my ingredients right in front of you. Okay, we're going to start off with our roux. Our roux is to tighten up our sauce for our lemon pepper wings. We have our seasoning for our barbecue sauce, which includes garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, kosher salt, and black pepper. I have yellow mustard, Worcestershire sauce. I also have apple cider vinegar right here, hot sauce, ketchup, light brown sugar, water. Have fresh minced garlic, celery, carrots. I have our wings right here. I have parsley for our garnish, our lemon pepper seasoning. I also have bacon bits for my garnish to put in my ranch dipping sauce. And here goes my ranch. And I also have honey to put in my lemon pepper sauce. And I have my thermometer to check to make sure my wings are nice and done. All right, let's get started. Okay, ladies and gents, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna fry our wings. Yes, so right here, I have my wings. They're raw, washed off, nice and cut, and we're gonna do drums and flats. I have my grease right here. It's warming up real nice, getting nice and hot. As you can see, it's on, and we're gonna drop these in here, and we're gonna cook these basically with chicken. It's basically done when it rises up to the top of the grease. But I have my thermometer right here, sitting right here with me, and when chicken gets to 165 degrees, then it's ready. That means if it's a breast, wing, or whatever type of chicken that you have, it's going to be ready at 165 degrees. So I'll be right back in a second. I'm going to demonstrate how we're going to fry up our hot wings, and let's go. Okay, as you can see how the grease is trying to come to basically a simmer or a boil. A good way to test your grease to see if it's ready for you to drop any chicken in is you can just dab it with a little water with your fingers. And if you start to hear that popping sound, that's how you know it's quite ready. But if not, you should wait a little longer. As you can see, I'm gonna wait just another minute or two, but you can hear it. Listen to it. That's how you can tell if your grease is almost done. And you can see in the background that I have my thermometer set for 165. And we're ready to rock and roll. So once this chicken starts floating on this nice, beautiful grease, yes, that's how I know it's ready. But I'm gonna double check it with the thermometer. I always advise to check your food with thermometers, especially meats that you're not quite sure about, because you don't want to serve raw food. Okay, now that our grease is almost ready, I'll be right back to show you how to drop chicken wings. Now that our grease is nice, hot, and bubbly now, as you can see, we can go ahead and place one wing in for a taste tester, or just to try it out in the grease. As you can see, it's bubbling around the chicken, and you can hear that sizzle. That is a good thing. Now, I can go ahead and place my chicken in, and we can start cooking, baby. Okay, now that I demonstrated that, we're gonna take our chicken wings, and we can go ahead and start placing it in the grease. Let's do it. And you can hear that sizzle and that bubbling sound. That means your grease is nice, hot, and ready to roll. And you also want to make sure that you adjust your temp to your liking so you won't burn your food. And in this bowl I have 22 wings, and I'm gonna place about 12 in here now and do the next 10 next round. Alright, now that I placed half of my wings in, I'm going to let these cook until they rise up to the top. Once I do that, I'm going to demonstrate what they look like, and then we're going to temp them out and make sure they're nice, well, and done. Alright, wow. Once you drop your wings in, this is what you should have. Your results should be just like this until your chicken wings rise to the top. I have set my timer for at least 20 minutes. Roughly, you could go for about 15 minutes, but I like to do mine crispy. So, once the timer is done, I'll be back, and then I could check it with my favorite handy dandy Taylor timer temperature. Alright, I'll be back in a little bit. Now that I have my wings going, I'm going to demonstrate how to make homemade barbecue sauce. So, I showed you earlier all my ingredients. What you do is I'm going to put all my ingredients into this saucepan right here, and then we're going to let it simmer for about 20 minutes until it all comes together real nice and smooth, and then we're going to toss it in our wings. So, I'll demonstrate that in just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, right now I'm going to demonstrate how to make homemade barbecue sauce. First thing I'm going to start off with is my garlic. I'm just going to take my spoon right here, just put a dab of garlic. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in all the rest of my ingredients with this garlic. So, I have my ketchup, right? Make sure I get all this out with my spatula. Swipe them clean. Okay. And you want to use 1.5 cups of ketchup. So this is my half. I used my cup already. Next, I have a 1/4 cup of hot sauce. I'm gonna pour in. I have 1/3 cup of Worcestershire sauce. I'm gonna pour in. I have 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. I'm gonna pour in. I have 3 tablespoons of mustard. I'm gonna put in. Mustard. I'm gonna put in. I have 1/4 cup of light brown sugar I'm going to pour in. And I have a 1/2 cup of water I'm going to pour in. Also with that, I have my garlic powder, onion powder, kosher salt, black pepper, and smoked paprika I'm going to pour in. Once I pour all that in, I'm gonna give it a nice stir with my whisk. It's looking nice and beautiful already. Look at that. Give it a nice good stir, and we're gonna let this go for about 20 minutes on a low simmer, okay? And I'll be back. As you can see, our homemade barbecue sauce is coming out nice and smooth. In addition to that, I added a tablespoon of butter, which you could probably still see melting, and I added 2 tablespoons of honey, which made it even more flavorful. I'm stirring with my whisk just a little bit more, and I'm gonna let this simmer down for 20 minutes. Nice. Next, I'll be demonstrating how to do the lemon pepper sauce. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, our wings are coming along just fine. As you can see, they are starting to rise to the top. And what I like to do is, once they start to rise to the top, it's up to you. You can check it with your thermometer and make sure the temp is right. But I like mine to be a little extra crispy and a little extra golden. So in order to do that, I let them cook a little longer. So I have my timer set for about another 16 to 15 minutes. And right next to that, I have my barbecue sauce simmering down for about 20 minutes. This is going to be so delicious. Stay tuned. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, now that I let the timer go for an extra 20 minutes, you can see how nice and golden brown my wings are now and how they're floating to the top. I'm going to let this go for literally 1 more minute, and we're going to pull them, and then I'm going to show you how to make lemon pepper sauce. And we're going to sauce these bad boys and plate them. Let's go. Okay, now ladies and gents, now that we have our wings nice and golden brown, we're going to check one of our wings with our thermometer. I'm going to stick it in the meaty part and give it a nice check. And let's see. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's nice and done. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now that I showed you how to do wings and how to do barbecue sauce, I'm going to demonstrate how to make lemon pepper sauce. So right here, we have our butter, we have our honey, we have a little bit of flour to tighten it up, and of course, we have our lemon pepper seasoning. So, first things first is I'm going to turn on my stove, and I'm going to get this nice and hot and let the butter melt down. And then next, I'm going to pour in my flour, get it nice and tight, and then I'm going to pour in my honey and my lemon pepper seasoning. So, I'll be right back. Okay, now that I have my butter melting and simmering down, I can add in a little bit of my flour. And this flour is just to tighten it up. You can also use cornstarch, but right now I don't have any cornstarch, so we're just gonna tighten it up with just a little bit of flour. And I'm not gonna pour this whole thing in. Just needs a tad. That should be perfect right there. I'm gonna stir this up real good. Next thing we're gonna do is we're going to get our spatula, if I can find it, and we're going to pour in this honey. Okay. So I can get all the honey out of here. Okay. I'm gonna keep stirring. I'm gonna add in the rest of that little bit of honey too in just a minute. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add in our lemon pepper seasoning. Give it a nice stir. Come together real nice. Really can't see it, but I'll show you at a different angle. Just a minute. We're gonna let this simmer down for about 5 minutes. And I'll be back. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, my sauce has got nice and thick and tightened up once I added my flour in, my honey, and my lemon pepper seasoning. Now, it is time to toss my wings into plate up. And let's eat. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for a recap. I'm showing you my nice golden fried chicken wings, my homemade spicy barbecue sauce, my homemade lemon pepper sauce, going with carrots, celery, and we're gonna toss these wings in this toss bowl right here. All right, I'm ready to plate up, and let's do it. Now that I have shown you that, I'm gonna demonstrate how I toss my wings. So, I'm gonna take a half a ladle of barbecue sauce, and I'm gonna pour it right on top. Actually, I'm gonna put just a tad more. There we go. I'm going to cover it with this lid that closes. Like this. And we're going to toss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get it nice and saucy, baby. And there we have it. Let's try. Okay, we're also gonna do the same for our lemon pepper wings. We're gonna take just a nice ladle of sauce. And we're gonna shake it up real good. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And shake it all up. Alrighty, baby. Let's plate. Now that we have our wings nice and sauced up, it is time to plate it on our final plate with our celery and carrots. So, let's do it. Okay, today, ladies and gentlemen, we have our final product, our hot wings, lemon pepper, barbecue, with our ranch and bacon bits dipping sauce, with our celery and carrots. Looks absolutely delicious. Well, thanks for tuning in to the end of the video, ladies and gentlemen, to find out how to make Robert Q's Hunger Spot hot wings. Yes, I appreciate you for tuning in. I appreciate all my subscribers, all my comments, and all my fans and supporters who support my channel. Please stay tuned in. I'm going to bring more content and best food I can bring each and every time to you guys. So, tune in. Until next time, I thank you so much. All right.